one male reporter and one female reporter. And when you win $5,000. Your video gets seen by hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people on YouTube, and you get put into the very front of the running to be hired as a reporter / anchor right here in our operation. Do you have what it takes to be the next Info Warrior? The rules are posted below me here and at INFOWARS.com. This is a big deal. You know, the globalists are expanding their global empire, but at the same time, the people are waking up all over the world. We've expanded our operations in the last year. We've added the nightly news 5 nights a week. We're making more special reports. We're reaching 15 million people every week. In a year, I want that to be 30 million. This is your chance to join the team. I want to see what you can do. But a big hint is this. Can your news piece make the news? Does it get people's attention? Does it educate people? Does it open minds? That's more important than being beautiful or speaking with perfect eloquence as an orator. All of that is important. But we're looking for people that have that magic spark, that fire of liberty in their heart, because I want you to join our team. I want to give you a launch pad so you can really take off and engage the globalist. And if this works, we'll have contests all the time, and we'll continue to build this operation. I'm involved in a talent search, looking for people who have the fires of liberty burning in their hearts and their minds. You've got until April 30th to complete your news report, and then we'll announce the winners 1 week later. Are you going to join the Info War? Do you have what it takes? It's up to you. All serious entries will be posted on INFOWARS.com. So everybody wins. You're getting the message of liberty out, and that's what really matters. But in the final equation, it's not about showing Alex Jones what you got. It's about showing the world and the globalist that no army can stop an idea whose time has come. Join me in the Info War. So you say you want to fight the Info War. You say you want to go head up against the New World Order. You can do a better job than Alex Jones? I know you can. And here's your chance to prove your mettle. I really enjoy it when the globalists try to poison us, and, well, we resist them via a free market system. Hello, my fellow Info Warriors. Alex Jones here, introducing you to the ProPure family of gravity-fed filters. Now, you know that the globalists are filling our water with radioactive isotopes, fluoride, lead, mercury, arsenic. And one of the few systems that can efficiently and economically remove or reduce down to non-detectable levels these poisons are gravity-fed filters. And ProPure is the top of the line. Their filters are impregnated with silver, a natural antibiotic. On top of that, they're bigger, so they filter faster. You don't have to prime these the first time you use them. It's amazing. Go to INFOWARS.com and click on the shopping cart link to see the entire family of these babies. Now, the fluoride they add to our water is so tiny that most filters can't cut it out. But ProPure has their system that will, again, reduce it to non-detectable levels, almost get all of it out of there. That's also available. And if you look at the different systems they offer, the ProPure Big Brush Finish is on a stand, so it's easier on a table or at your restaurant or wherever you have it to go up with a glass or a mug and fill it up. Then there's this big baby right here, the ProPure King large version. Got a lot of different options that come with it. Also, they have the ProPure Big, probably one of the best values out there. And of course, it's burnished stainless steel. And then what I use on my my RV, something that's great for your hunting cabin or the back porch, is the ProPure Traveler. Small and portable, but packs a huge punch, cleans out all that garbage. They also have a glass sight spigot, so you don't have to take the top off and look in the bottom area to see how much water. You can see how fast it's filtering with this optional system. The globalists obviously are hitting us through our water. It's time to take control of our lives. It's time to not give our children and families these poisons, and these systems cut it down to non-detectable levels across the board. ProPure is the name. I only promote what I believe in, and I use ProPure in my home in my office. And I recommend that you check out the information on ProPure at INFOWARS.com. We already have the lowest price at INFOWARS.com on the ProPure gravity filter system. But when you add in the 10% off when InfoWarriors use the product code WATER at InfoWars.com, nobody can top it. So again, it's a win-win-win. Stop drinking the poison water, checkmate the globalists when it comes to your health, and support InfoWars.com and the work we're doing here. You know, many revolutionaries rob banks and things and kidnap people for funds. We promote in the free market the products we use that are about preparedness. That's how we fund this revolution against the New World Order in our move to restore our constitutional republic and a spirit of 1776 worldwide. Check it out at InfoWars.com. ProPure, top of the line, #1, most powerful and effective and economical gravity-fed water system in the world. ProPure, available, discounted at InfoWars.com. Don't forget product code WATER to save 10%. It's the latest generation, years in development. ProPure is the name.
And we are back on the InfoWars Nightly News. We're joined now by one of the filmmakers of A Noble Lie on the Oklahoma City bombing movie, that is Holland Vanden Nieuwenhof, as well as Dale Phillips, one of the members of the Oklahoma Bombing Investigation Committee. Guys, thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having us on, Aaron.
So let's get into the background a little bit. How did this investigative body come about as a response to the official story, and then start to get into what are the things you saw, Mr. Phillips?
Well, actually, I didn't know Charles Key at the time that the bombing took place. Representative Charles Key was immediately on top of watching the actions of the government in the case of the bombing, and I actually, of course, observed him contending with some of them concerning the facts of the bombing and what took place, and he was a rarity, and still is for that matter, in his ability and his desire to seek out the truth in occurrences such as that. And I didn't know him at that time, but I told my wife at the time that I wanted to really get to know him, because it was very impressive that he had the courage to stand up against what were obvious lies. When the bombing took place, there was, of course, everybody knows what the building looked like and all that, but there was 5 times when they stopped the rescue operations to take out armaments and other things that the local news media stated were left in the building and that were taken out. Even the governor stated that they had those kind of things in their possession and were researching them and trying to use those to figure out who did it. Well, it wasn't very long after that after the feds came in on the second day, that the whole story started changing, and Charles started coming against the obvious cover-up and lies, and that impressed me, and so I got to know him. Went to have lunch with him and talked to him about what to do. He said he wanted to start the Oklahoma Bombing Investigation Committee, and would consider having me on it, so I helped him start it, actually, and I'm glad that I did.
So tell us a little more about your background, and when did you first become suspicious of what the media was reporting versus the apparent facts on the ground?
Well, the very thing that I just told you, the fact that they stopped the rescue operations, and to take out armaments. And then when the feds came in and they never mentioned armaments again, never mentioned other explosives found in the building that the governor actually talked about on TV. But those kind of things weren't talked about again. It's amazing how they can expect people to just totally forget what they were told yesterday. And for that matter, it's amazing how many people do forget. In the case of the 6 years of investigation that we did, we interviewed a lot of people that we rehashed the beginning day and a half of what went on, and they would say to us, "Oh yeah, I remember that the news media did report that they were stopping the rescue to do this and to do that." But people will forget real quick, and if you just tell them over and over and over that something is black, they will forget that it was white.
So, Holland, A Noble Lie has so much laid out about this case, and the Bombing Investigative Committee is just one part of it. Help us draw some of the background picture, how big this lie is, why it's still important today, and then let's get back into the investigative committee itself and what they found.
The Oklahoma City bombing is important for people to realize the facts of, because it's such a demonstrable case of the official story being utterly false. You have to remember the Oklahoma City bombing occurred in the infancy of the internet, when the dissemination of information wasn't so rapid as it is today. If they tried something as sloppy as Oklahoma City today, it would gain a lot more exposure, and they probably learned a lot from that attack. But it is such a demonstrable case of the official story being false and a lie that it calls into question every official story for any kind of terrorist event that happens since then and in the future.
Sure, yeah. And then, so let's get back into the Oklahoma City Bombing Investigative Committee. What journey did that take? What kind of role did State Rep Charles Key play, and what did you find, Mr. Phillips?
Well, we actually, Charles Key headed up the committee and brought people on the committee, and we even hired our own investigators. We gathered up public funds just from people that would, like myself or others, that would give some funds to hire investigators. And we had an office staff, and we were starting to pull in information. We interviewed, I don't really know how many he could tell you, but probably got into hundreds of witnesses from every area of concern. And because we could see that the government was purposely trying to cover up everything, and the state government seemed to be working with the feds in that regard, that we had to go get our own investigation. And we did that, and we were fighting to get a grand jury to look at that, and we did. We had to fight the state all the way, every level, all the way through the state Supreme Court to get the state constitutional provided a grand jury in a case like this. And Bob Macy was the district attorney at that time, and he fought us all the way, every level. And one time in a meeting with him, Charles actually asked him, and you could ask Charles about this sometime, that why are you fighting us every level of this? Why don't you stop fighting us? And he said, they won't let me. And Charles said, who are they? And he wouldn't say. So anyway, but we did take it all the way through. We did get the state Supreme Court to honor our request for a grand jury. And we did have a grand jury, and we obtained, I don't know what it was, $1 million or something to help us with the grand jury. Well, lo and behold, they put the grand jury, they put Bob Macy in charge of the grand jury. So they put our enemy, in a sense, in charge of the grand jury, and then gave him the money, and he proceeded